Procrastination is a sneaky motherfucker. In order to bring your mentality from focusing on procrastination to focusing on progressive elation, you have to understand where you want to go, what it takes to get there, why you want to get there, and how exactly you're going to get there. So in my case, one of the biggest things I had to do was sit and do a self-audit with myself. What are the bad habits that I'm having? What are the things that are stopping me from reaching my goals? What are the things that I'm doing that is just a waste of time and it's just really distracting me from what I really have to do? And how do I start doing the things that I want to do with the least amount of resistance? I knew I wanted to start doing YouTube videos. I knew I need to go to the gym more often. I knew I wanted to stop eating out as often as I was eating out. I wanted to stop eating as much sugar and drinking as many sugary drinks as I was drinking before I decided to change my habits. After doing that self-audit, it included a lot of other things as well, like my social media usage, how often I was sitting and procrastinating watching TV or Netflix and stuff like that. But the main thing was I sat with myself and audited my bad behaviors and what behaviors I wanted to incorporate in order to make a change to where I was and focus on where I wanted to go and make sure that those two things were in better alignment, where my actions actually align with my desires. And a lot of people don't take the time to sit with themselves and ask themselves those questions. I want this, I want that, I deserve this, I deserve that. But are you doing what it takes to deserve that? Are you doing what it takes to earn that? Are you doing what it takes to have that? And are you doing what it takes to be that? That's the question you have to sit and ask with yourself. Procrastination is a sneaky motherfucker, and it likes to wear a mask. Procrastination sneaks up on you like a chameleon. It looks like watching YouTube videos on a Netflix show that you already watched from a commentator that's on YouTube breaking down the Netflix show that's talking about a Hulu documentary that you already watched, and then you go to YouTube to watch commentary on that YouTuber who broke down the Netflix show that's a documentary about, and now you're in this rabbit hole of watching all this content on content that you've already watched and you're just wasting time on. Or you have the social media procrastination where you're just scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through Reels, scrolling through posts, watching people's stories of people you haven't talked to in 4 to 5 years, waiting for that girl or that guy to like your story to make you feel the validation of, oh, people pay attention to me, oh, look at me, oh, blah, blah, blah. All of these things are programmed to keep your attention. And if you focus on giving your attention to those things instead of giving your attention to your goals, you're never going to achieve your goals. One of the things that I really talk to my friends about is that these apps and these things that we use on our phones are designed to keep our attention. So if we don't learn to design our minds to keep our attention on the things we want to keep our attention to, those things that are designed to keep your attention will monopolize your attention. There was 3 things that I did to help with my procrastination. And there's a lot of books on procrastination, the 4-Hour Work Week, Atomic Habits. There's a lot of books that you can read and a lot of information to help you with better habit building. But the 3 I want to focus on today was 1, I had minimum key performance indicators for my day. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you know that I did a 75-day hard challenge at the end of 2023. And to not make this full video about the 75-day hard, I'll just say this. Me choosing to do a 75-day hard most likely saved my life. I asked myself the question before I started my 75-day hard, am I my own master and am I my own servant? If I tell myself what to do, will I listen to myself? Can I tell myself what to do? And can I listen to myself? And asking myself these questions made me realize how important it is to have self-mastery in self. If you follow my channel, you know that my whole thing is self-improvement through communication. You master how you speak to yourself, so that way you master how you speak with many, and after you master how you speak with many, you can master how you communicate with all. So what worked for me was focusing on having minimum key performance indicators throughout my day. Things like, did I make sure I worked out today? Did I make sure I drank water today? Did I make sure I cleaned something today? Did I make sure I did a writing reflection? And did I make sure I read something today? Those are just small examples of what I put as my key performance indicators. And it became a lot easier to ask myself, hey, did you do this, and this? Because instead of going throughout my day kind of confused on like not having a routine or what I want to do, I knew that these were the 5 things I had to get off the checklist, and they really weren't that hard. As long as I got those off the checklist, I can say I did what I needed to do today. And if I procrastinated or if I had the rest of my day didn't have any of those things, that was okay. Because from there, you build a foundation for yourself. You make the key performance indicators easy by building habits by doing them. Pick things that are easy for you. Low barrier of entry, but it's still a little difficult. Little things that might take you out your comfort zone, but it's not anything that's going to be stressful to go do. Make sure you do your bed in the morning. That's not gonna take you more than 3-4 minutes. Something as small as doing your bed every morning and building that habit builds the muscle around, I told myself I'll do this, and I did it. Little things like that are key performance indicators that will help you build the habits that eventually will help you change into the person and achieve the goals that you want to achieve. The second thing that I did was cleaning and clutter. This goes back into the making your bed thing. I decided that the easiest way for me to really master my space, my mind, and my actions was to always have a clean space. And if I leaned towards procrastination instead of taking action, I would always tell myself, clean something, clean something, clean something. Me, I'm somebody who always thinks that everything is clean until somebody points out to me it's dirty. Not saying that I'm like gross and I live or anything like that. It's more of the thing of, I'm not gonna see dust the way my mother sees dust. So for me, I decided whenever I was kind of being a little bit lazier in my day, I said, let me go clean something. Whether it's just go reorganize my bathroom, clean out the clutter on my desk, or just picking up some clothes and folding them. Doing that little action typically triggered me into wanting to do something else more productive. Because when I'm cleaning, I'm not on my phone and I'm thinking about organization and progress. I'm looking at how things are going to progressively get cleaner and look better. And it puts me in a mentality that, hey, if I clean this, I can clean that. If I clean that, I can clean this. Less clutter, more clarity. And a lot of times, cleaning out that clutter will show you that the clutter was a reflection of where your head was at. Because if you're anything like me, most likely you're procrastinating because your room is dirty. Yeah, if your physical space is cluttered and uncleanly, your mental space is most likely cluttered and uncleanly. And you need to clean it up in order to free up some real estate to think about the things you really need to think about. And if you're procrastinating on cleaning, there's your problem. Start with cleaning. And sometimes cleaning out that clutter is also the digital clutter, meaning delete the apps. Delete the Snapchat, delete the Instagram, delete the TikTok. You don't have to delete your profile. Just delete the apps off your phone. Make the barrier of entry towards those apps that focus on procrastination a little bit more difficult to enter, so that way you can focus on doing the things that matter. For example, if I delete Instagram, TikTok, and all those things before I go to sleep, when I wake up, my first instinct isn't, let me download these apps to get on there. But usually if I had those, my first instinct would be to go check them out. But without them on my phone, I'm able to think a little bit more clearly and more straightforward on where I want to go and what I want to do. Less clutter, more clarity. And the third thing that really helped me with getting a lot more productive and building habits towards my goals, eat the frog first. If you know you have a difficult task, you know you have something that you're not gonna look forward to, you know you have something nasty, ugly, hurtful, just the worst thing that you have to do it first. Do it first. Eat the frog. Eat the broccoli off your plate before you eat the steak. Because this way, if you do the hard, bad, ugly, worst thing first, it's only up from there. But if you leave it for the end of the day, if you leave it for later, all you're gonna be doing is dreading your whole day until you go attack that monster. And then, by the time it gets to the point where you have to attack that monster, your willpower is gonna be at its weakest, and attacking that monster might turn into, I'll save it for tomorrow. I started asking myself the question, why am I saving the hard stuff for the future me? I want the future me to live well. I want the future me to be calm. I want the future me to be happy. I don't want him to have to deal with the BS. Maybe today, the me now, should deal with the BS, so that way in the future I can mind my business and relax. If you eat the frog first, your future self will not only thank you, but you'll also be able to get that instant gratification as soon as it's done, knowing that you don't have to do it anymore. You already did it. Eat the frog first, go through it. Don't negotiate with yourself. Don't sit there and talk to yourself about, oh, maybe I should do it later. If you're anything like me, you can talk your ass off. And if you can talk your ass off, you're gonna negotiate with yourself for later. Don't do that. Negotiate with yourself to do it now, so that way you know that later, it's all yours. And if you're really looking forward to procrastinating in TikToks and Instagram and YouTubes, if you eat the frog first, you don't have to think about any of that in the back of your mind while you're enjoying those easy, leisurely things, because you already ate the frog. So again, recap, the 3 things that helped me And mind you, there's a lot of other things that can help with your productive habits, but the 3 things that I prioritize that help me the most: key performance indicators. What are the minimum things that I can do throughout my day that will make sure that I did something productive and that will stimulate productivity in my mind towards the goals that I want to go? Clean the clutter. Physical space and mental space. If there's clutter in either of those 2 other things, it will affect your ability to be productive. Clean the physical clutter, clean the mental clutter, find the clarity. And third, eat the frog first. Do the hard thing, do the thing you're avoiding, get it out the way while your willpower is at the highest, and I promise you, the reward for getting it out the way is that you have nothing else to worry about except for going about your day because you know you did the hard thing. And I promise you, you might even get a spike of dopamine knowing I did that. Because you did, you can, and it didn't kill you, nor did it break you. You ate the frog first. Now the world is your oyster. No pun intended, because I'm not even an oyster or frog guy. But I do know if I eat them, my life becomes a lot easier. My name is Apex Laurent. You already know how this goes. I share my story so I can help you tell your story so that way we can make history. And today, I want to tell you a little bit about how I went from procrastination to progression. Tell me in the comments, what's your way to battle procrastination? Are you battling procrastination? Do you like the progression to elation? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's keep being great. Let's keep getting better. Let's do what it do.